Today we're here with representatives from the Clean Water for Mutare initiative. They're here to talk to us today about their organization and how they plan to fix the ongoing issues we see today in clean water access in sub-Saharan Africa and in Mutare, Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. First things first, I want to know about the issue at hand. What exactly is going on in terms of water in some of these developing countries?
Well, there's a lot of issues going on today, but we're mostly going to focus on not only access to water, but clean water as well. As of 2015, about 30% of the world lacked access to clean water, especially in Asia and Africa.
Wow, those are some staggering facts. Can you tell me what effects come of that?
Well, since water is one of the most basic needs of life, it touches every single element, such as the economy, society, and it also plays a really big factor into development of a country.
So what about Zimbabwe specifically?
So in Zimbabwe, a lot of the houses don't have proper water systems, and a lot of the water that they do get is not clean, so it's led to a lot of diseases. It's affected the gender gap because a lot of times women are the people who have to go long distances to get the clean water, and it's affected people in poverty the most.
With all that being said, how does your team expect to solve this problem?
Well, first off, since water is such a pressing issue, especially in Mutare, and our solutions are going to be worthwhile, it's worth to invest in our organization. Our main objectives are to decrease health complications and increase access to clean water and education. So our mission is to implement our ideas that we have in Mutare, and our vision is to have all of our solutions instated by 2025.
All right, sounds good. What can you tell me about your first objective?
So the health part is probably the biggest issue in Mutare, and the villagers do not have the proper tool to purify water, and many drink it contaminated anyway because they have no other clean source of water. And this action causes waterborne illnesses like cholera and giardia. Most of these diseases are preventable by vaccinations, which they don't have either. So what we plan to do is establish vaccination programs and have general health checkups every 6 months.
Sounds like it could work. Where do you guys get these vaccines though?
Being a non-governmental organization, achieving this can be difficult. However, we hope to partner up with CDC, specifically the Global Immunization Division, GID, and hopefully they will help us administer vaccines for cholera and typhoid, and will be our main sponsor for this sector. To measure success, we will measure and compare the percentage of people who have cholera and typhoid after implementing this action.
That's great thinking. Now, how about your second objective?
Our second objective is to install more boreholes in the town of Mutare. Currently there's only a few boreholes, and many citizens have to walk upwards of 10 kilometers a day just for their clean water, and that's just one way. A borehole is a piece of machinery that drills into the earth and you can use as a pump to get water. So what we want to do is install 10 new boreholes before 2025, and they're going to cost about $6,000 US per borehole.
I think they're a revolutionary invention. Are they foolproof though? And how will you guys measure your success?
Well, they're not completely foolproof, but they're going to go through your normal wear and tear throughout the years. They'll break down, but our plan is to teach the villagers how to fix and operate them at 100% efficiency. So by the time we leave in 2025, we can cut down the distance they have to walk by at least half. And then I'd say we've done our job.
Excellent ideas. And finally, what can you tell me about your third objective?
Our third objective is educating the people of Mutare on clean water. The way we're going to do this is by showing samples of clean versus dirty water. Another thing we're going to do is talk about the risks of drinking dirty water, such as the diseases we mentioned before. We're going to explain the symptoms of these diseases so that the people can look out for them in themselves and love them.
So, education seems to be key in this organization. What if they're not as receptive as you would think?
So that's actually something we've thought about, and they could have trouble gaining our trust, considering we're outsiders coming into their village. Most of us speak a different language, and we're trying to solve their crisis. So we want to plan to team up with the UN, a more well-known organization. We're hoping they'll be able to send more volunteers, and ideally someone who speaks their language, so that we're able to better bridge the gap between the two groups of people.
So how will you guys know if you did your job?
Well, we can track our success through surveys before and after we've educated the people. We're going to ask them a few questions about water safety and various symptoms of waterborne illnesses so that we know at the end whether or not our message got through. And we also plan on teaching specific citizens more in depth so that we can have those people continue to educate the people of Mutare after we've left.
So how is this all achievable in under 5 years?
Since we plan to partner with organizations who have experience to help us, we assume that it will take less than 5 years, and the borehole shouldn't take more than a couple months each to put in, so they'll be done within 5 years. We have a deadline to come in and educate every 4 months for the next 5 years, and by 2025, we will have the people will be educated enough to prosper what we've taught them.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out and sharing your ideas with us.